Welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, your weekly dose of what's new and what's nude in movies, TV, and Hollywood's sexiest stars. Now get ready for your host, the world's foremost authority on celebrity nudity, Mr. Skin.
The legendary Mr. Skin.
Dude, Mr. Skin.
MrSkin.com.
Skin, everybody.
Coast to coast, from Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, it's the Mr. Skin Podcast with your hosts, Mr. Skin and Andrea Lowell. We want to hear from you. Call the show and leave us a voicemail at 484-SKIN-POD. Find all things Mr. Skin Podcast online at MrSkinPodcast.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 89 of the Mr. Skin Podcast, sponsored by Streamate.com, the global leader in live streaming, with the hottest porn stars and amateurs broadcasting live directly from their bedroom to yours. Streammate creates a totally unique and intimate experience where you get to direct the show however you want. With an endless variety of performers, you're sure to find your perfect match on Streamate.com. The question is, are you ready? Skin, I know you're ready.
Yeah,
I'm always
ready. Always ready.
What were we saying right before the show? Slow and lots of lube?
Yes. That's, yeah.
That's how we get ready for
I
the Mr.
prefer
Skin
it that
podcast.
way than rough and ready, but yes, slow and lubed up. Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
so
geez.
yeah, I'm going to be in Florida next week with the family. It's our
Fun.
kids' spring break, so I'm getting ready for my. I'll have to brush up on some of my spring break movies and nude scenes and stuff. So.
Oh man, what do you guys get into? Just kind of like relaxation, fun in the sun.
Well, when you have three kids, there's no relaxation. But yeah, just listen. You're used to beautiful weather all the time.
Yeah.
It's still a little chilly here. I think in Chicago today it's about 40 degrees.
Ooh,
not terrible, but
okay. So you guys are going to go
nice.
thaw out.
I'll be in Florida. It'll be 80 and sunny for 5 or 6 days. It'll be awesome. Looking forward
Excellent.
to it. Yeah.
Well, that
yeah.
sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Well, we have what episode are we? 89 already.
89.
That's amazing.
I know.
Yes, and thanks again to Streammate for sponsoring this podcast. Who'd have thunk we'd be at our 89th episode? But then again, there's so much nudity, it's not like I don't have anything to talk about every week. So
Yeah, it's not a content problem.
No, a content problem. Oh, watch it. So anyway, let me start. So, the Mr. Skin podcast, of course, we go over all the latest. Normally, we're going over the latest movie and television news and nudity. And this week, I'm going to start, Andrew, with some movie stuff. On March 13th, 6 days ago, last Tuesday, The Shape of Water came out on Blu-ray. That, of course, won the Oscar for Best Picture in 2000 in the Oscars last week, and it didn't win our Breast Picture. That's below her mouth, but it won Best Picture. And
what wildly different movies.
Yes, totally different. The movie's about this Sally Hawkins who plays the main character. I think her name's Alyssa. She gets naked. I think it's like 5 minutes in exactly in the tub, which is pretty hot, and it's kind of her every morning routine. And she's mute due to vocal cord injuries and works as the night shift at a janitor at this high security government lab. And she comes across a fish man who's brought in, and she forms an immediate bond with him and does everything in her power to save him from the evil General Michael Shannon. But couple things. So, yeah, Sally Hawkins had some really nice nude scenes in this. I mentioned the one in the bathtub, but she had done some nudity before. We had seen her in a movie called All or Nothing, another movie called Tipping the Velvet naked, but in this one, I gotta say, this is the best Sally Hawkins nudity, and I'm kind of psyched that this won Best Picture and was loaded with nudity. There was also a scene about 32 minutes in when Lauren Lee Smith pulls out her left breast out of her shirt, which was pretty hot scene. So, so it was a good movie for nudity, and you got to see a fish man completely naked, which was cool. And The Shape of Water is out, and it's
I can't tell though, Skin. Does he have a fish dick?
Well, funny you bring that up. Did I lose the? Let me find.
I'm looking at the GIF or the GIF or whatever the hell it is. I'm zooming in. I can't tell if there's a fish wiener or not.
No, there's not. And I got to find this review that this guy wrote up. Hold on. Let me find it. Give me 1 second.
No worries. It reminds me, though, of that South Park episode where one of the kids has everyone going around saying, I love fish sticks, but it's like, I love fish dicks.
Yeah, right.
I'm so juvenile. I really am.
Some guy, we were looking at this at our office last week. So this guy wrote a review at a website, and it's a review of Shape of Water. And listen to what he says. I thought this was hilarious. We got to laugh at this from in the office. And this is his review of the movie. I wish I could give this thing 0 stars. You don't see the fish's dick. Not once. How is such a thing possible? Let's make Jurassic Park, but not show the dinosaurs. Let's make Aliens, but with no xenomorphs. How about Titanic with 0 boat? This is a movie about a lady having sex with a fish who has a fish penis, and the fact that you never get to lay eyes upon his aquatic member is an embarrassment to everyone involved. Would love to say I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, but I'm definitely both. So
this has to be a joke.
No, I think it is, but we found this and we're passing it around at the office last week. It was pretty funny that some guy went to this extent to write a review and made it funny. I thought it was pretty good.
Clearly, the fish is a grower, not a shower. Clearly,
yes.
Some animal species have innies and they pop out when they're aroused. Now, what is this fish dildo I've been sent a photo of?
Yeah, this is the
CP. Do you need to jump on the mic?
Yeah. She shows how it works with her hands. That's what.
Okay.
Yes. So,
what is this?
Yeah, it pops out. It starts in and it pops out. So, anyway, it didn't even win. To me. It didn't even win our best monster human sex. That was Ruth Ramos in The Untamed. Remember that?
Well, you can't beat that.
Yeah,
ever.
Right, exactly. But I guess the last thing I'll say about Shape of Water, we were joking. We're calling this movie Grinding Nemo. So that's where we're going with The Shape of Water.
Guys, but I do love that though.
And nudity and one Best Picture, but that's out on Blu-ray. So that's one I wanted to talk to you about. Also, wanted to mention there's a big controversy here at MrSkin.com about a movie called Ismail's Ghost that will be, I believe it'll be in theaters this Friday, the 23rd, in limited release. It's a French film, and in the film, Marion Cotillard, one of my favorite actresses,
I love her,
does this full frontal scene, but it's so amazing, and she's in her early 40s. It's so amazing that there's a lot of speculation on message boards and these celebrity sites that we frequent that. Now look at this. Look at how gorgeous she is. There's a lot of speculation that that's CGI. It's not her.
Now, can you give me some concrete reasons aside from the fact that it's just too good? Why people are speculating? I mean,
well, it's because her breasts look bigger than normal. She looks like she's in her 20s and she's in her 40s, and the fact that CGI exists now and they're so good. There's just speculation, but I got to say, I was thinking about this, and we've been having we have these debates, master debates in our content department. And okay, here's a couple things. First of all, this is more of an art house, low budget movie. It's not like a movie where you'd spend tons of dough and they'd go through all the work and time to do this full frontal scene right. By the way, she takes her robe off and walks towards this guy, and it's spectacular. Like, if this truly is her, it's one of the greatest nude scenes you're ever going to see. The other thing is she's been nude 17 times, Andrea. So why would someone that's been nude 17 times go the CGI route? Now, maybe she's feeling she's getting older, but that body is ridiculous. Now, granted, this could be a CGI body, but why would they go through it, CGI if it's your 17th nude scene?
Exactly. But maybe it's because she's getting older and she's sick of it. She's like, look, I've done that already. So what I've done now is my own little research. I've pulled up a bunch of pictures of her just to kind of do a side by side. I'm very involved in this as well, Skin.
It's hard to say.
Oh God, it's so hard to say.
She had a baby. We read an article because we're trying to get to the bottom of this, no pun intended. And we read an article where she was talking, or they were talking about this nude scene.
When was this baby?
She had the baby like maybe 3 or 4 months before she did the nude scene, so maybe that's part of the
No way in hell. No. I mean,
did I say before? I mean, after 3 or. I'm sorry. It was after she had the baby, not before. Not before.
I was like, okay, it's CGI for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, so now, and believe me, I literally say it's a 50-50 chance, and this is the toughest thing about CGI. I mean, one of the things you could also say is maybe for her, who's a pretty big star, I mean, she won an Academy Award and all that.
She's a big star, yeah.
Yeah, she, maybe they just couldn't meet her cost to do a scene like that, so it was cheaper to just have another actress do it and attach her head to it. Maybe I just am not fully understanding how hard it is to make it look this good, but
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but yeah. So Ismail's Ghost, it'll be in theaters this Friday. We already have an advance of this scene, and it had been floating around the internet. I think it opened in Europe before it's coming here, but I don't know. It bums me out when I hear about this stuff. So CGI it's like Merkins. I'm never 100% until I hear from the cast and crew, and then we could get to the bottom of it. So
I know if anyone listening knows Marion and would like to shoot her a text and ask, that'd be great.
Yeah, I actually used to be friendly with one of her personal assistants, so maybe I could tweet.
Yes,
yeah, she'd love to hear from me asking that question. So
you know what though, I just do it. What do we have to lose at this point? But yeah, I'm looking at her. I'm looking at so many pictures of her, and what I'm really noticing is she looks a little bit heavier in Ishmael's Ghost. The boobs look bigger. She just looks like she has maybe like 7 more pounds on her. I can't imagine doing a nude scene as a woman like that. I don't know. So
I don't know. Right. And looking that spectacular. So
and,
anyway.
I mean, she's amazing. She's amazing. She's definitely one of my faves too.
Yeah. So like they said, the consensus from people in the skin industry thinks it's CGI. So I'm just hopeful it's not, but maybe it's so perfect that it has to be CGI. But anyway, let's move on. I wanted to, one thing before we get to the TV stuff. Some guy called our call-in line, which is, what's our call-in line, Andrew? I never remember.
484 Skin Pod. 484 Skin Pod.
So after we did the show last week, remember we were talking about Annette Bening in Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool, and you correctly pointed out that there looked like there was a scar on her left breast, and you know, we were excited about the fact that this was her, you know, she hadn't done a nude scene in like 28 years and that she was nude again. And I told you, and this happens a lot, I hadn't seen the movie, I just saw the nude scene, so I didn't really know the context. So I was guessing this had to do with her character, but not that she has a scar on her boob. And this guy has he called in with the answer to the question. So listen to this.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Mr. Skin. I love your website, and I've been listening to your podcast, 88, and I just want to comment about an issue you raised about the film Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool. And I'm 95% sure that it's not actually a scar that Annette Bening has in her real life, but it's just what the makeup department is doing to show that Gloria Graham has breast cancer. Anyway, keep up the good work.
Yeah, right on, you know, and that's exactly what we speculated, and well, not necessarily that diagnosis, but just knowing without having seen the movie and just focusing on the nudity like you and I do. So thank you to the caller for that confirmation.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And then, like I said, if you ever hear me say something wrong, which I'm sure happens quite often, I'm trying to rush through some of this stuff. I'll miss character names or things like that. If you ever if I ever miss something, please call in. Happy to call it out on the air. So
now it's time for our Cam Star Spotlight of the Week, brought to you by Stream8.com, and we have the super fun, I can't wait to tell you all about her skin, Amber Lily. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Okay, first things first, tell Skin what this outfit is.
So today I'm wearing one of my most favorite Punisher onesies because I'm a bit of a geek girl.
We love geek girls.
Yeah.
All things Marvel, all things DC, but especially Star Wars.
Get it, girl. Now, I'm sure you just made men listening everywhere smile ear to ear with that one. So, as a cam star, you do a lot of cosplay.
I do. It's
Tell
one
us
of the
about
things
it.
I'm known for. So my best cosplay and the one that I've actually won a Cammy for.
Ooh,
A
girl.
couple of years ago. It's Princess Leia.
Okay. Which version
Ceremony
of Princess Leia?
Leia.
Okay.
So at the end of A New Hope, when she's giving out medals to everybody who's not Chewbacca, that white gown with a little bit of cleavage and the silver necklace and the hair that goes way up high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that to work, though, you have to know those movies and that world, because if you're trying to fake it, those geeks will see right through it.
No, they appreciate the effort, but if you can't maintain the cosplay, if you can't maintain the persona they're used to seeing, their character.
Yeah, because to a lot of guys, being good looking and into that is a big turn on.
Because it's very rare.
Yes.
Amber Lilies aren't walking around all day, every day. That's why
it's
she's
more
a
of
cam star.
Yeah, there's more guys into that than girls. You find a girl, that's like someone that's really into football.
Yeah.
And hot.
And hot.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And hot.
Right.
So tell us since you're wearing this onesie, I can't really see your curves as well as I'd like to. Give the listeners some stats. How tall are you? What's your boob size? Give us the low. Oh, those are amazing. She just opened it for us, guys. Tell everyone what we're working with.
I'm 5'1" and a half on a good day. And I would say about 130 pounds, 140 pounds. I got some junk in the trunk bag.
We like that.
I'm into twerking. When I'm dressed up as Slave Leia, I shake that ass. Yeah.
Does it throw anyone off? Because I don't think Leia in the movies, if I'm correct, I don't remember her twerking.
No, but don't we wish that she would have taken a moment?
Yes.
Oh my God, that'd be so fucking awesome. If she was just started twerking. Tell us about the boobs.
So the boobs are new.
Oh, those aren't real?
I have immediately thought real.
No.
So they're new. What size are they?
They're D's. They're D's.
Delicious. So when you're camming, are you typically doing cosplay or do you do other stuff too?
I do a lot of fetish as well.
What kind of fetishes do you guys get into?
Foot fetish. I do a lot of role playing, hot wifing.
Hot wifey? Tell me how that works.
So a lot of guys are interested in the idea of being with a taken woman.
Ooh, okay.
So, and I'm actually married.
So you're like, perfect, I got this in the bag.
I'm very open with, I'm married. But if we're getting along, wink, wink.
Oh, I love that. So you get to literally act out this fantasy.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We're learning so much stuff about, I'm like, I never heard of that. I never heard of that. It's great. I'm a little insulted. No one's ever asked me to fuck, because, that I'm married. You know what I mean? Like,
Do they make you drive the kids to soccer practice and stuff?
you can't do that.
It would
It's at
ruin
home.
it. Yeah.
So do you typically cam from your house?
I do.
That's the life. It's like wake up, get ready, and just cam from home. That's so beautiful.
Yes, and your pajamas.
How long have you been camming?
So I have been camming with StreamMate for about 8 years.
Wow, that's great. And StreamMate is the bomb. We've been talking to so many different models and actresses and this, that, or the other over the years. And StreamMate really has the coolest chicks ever.
I think so too. It's been my most favorite cam network, and I've worked some cam networks because I've been naked on the internet since 1999.
Damn, girl, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and then you fell in love with camming. How did that work?
It was a slow process. I didn't take to it right away.
Okay.
Because I was kind of shy 20 years ago. But after you get into your groove, there's nothing better than being able to set your own schedule and connect with people all over the world that enjoy the same things that you do.
And is it really cool having fans you connect with all the time that are your regulars, that
Yes.
love you and are loyal to you?
It's really nice that the same people have been jerking off to me for the last 10 years.
I feel the same way. Yeah.
Skin, no one's jerking the fuck off to you. Like, actually, I don't know.
Maybe some guys.
Because you know what? We've seen some people look by and kind of look at you funny. I'm like, maybe they're, I don't know. Well, Amber, I hope guys continue to jack off to you for another 10 years. At least.
At least.
All right, everyone. Back to the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of the movie update. And of course, as usual, Andrew, we have a ton of television stuff to get to. Let me start with High Maintenance on HBO. They had they're in their second season. They had their ninth episode last night on HBO, and there was a really weird scene. And again, I did not see this episode. I've just watched the scene a few times, so I'm going to describe it as best I can. But
sweet Jesus,
so this is the show. Skin. Yeah, this is the show. This is a show about a weed dealer, and they always focus on the people he delivers weed to. So it kind of bounces around. Sometimes characters reappear, but there's a lot of new characters. So last night, this Alex Audur attempts to break a world record for the longest dance marathon, and she documents the whole thing with GoPros and cameras around her house. And as the hours drag on, she gets delirious, and at one point undoes her onesie and exposes her bush and butt, and as she dances around the room. Now you say, okay, this is interesting scene. This was on HBO last night, but here's something really cool. Her sister is Gabby Hoffman,
who we love.
She was, going way back, she was the little girl in Field of Dreams, which everyone remembers that movie. But then she went on to be on the television show Girls. She played Adam Driver's sister. She was on Transparent. She was in a movie called Crystal Fairy where she showed her monster muff. And
Monster Muff.
She's a perennial Monster Muff Anatomy Award winner. And now her 10-year older sister, Alex Audur, showed her muff, though not as monstrous, but very mufftastic nonetheless. And she showed hers last night. So we finally have Sister Muffage here with Alex Audur and Gabby Hoffman.
That is nuts. And this is crazy when she just rips that bodysuit just right open at the crotch and it's just her muff hanging out. I'm very entertained by this scene. And you did a great job at describing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a weird scene.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, and High Maintenance, the very first episode of this year, I think it was the first episode, Natalie Joy Johnson had a wild nude scene with two guys. So this show gets pretty graphic, but like I said, it just kind of matters where the guy's delivering the weed, and then that's where they pick up with each episode. So,
hey, do you guys have weed delivery in Chicago, or is that just like a California thing?
I don't.
I mean, I know you
I don't think it would be legal
know,
here. I don't think it would be legal here, to be honest.
No?
But
okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what the laws are over there. It's like
you could do it there
here.
in California.
Oh my God! You drive down the freeway and there's like fucking billboards, Skin, that are like, have your weed delivered to your door.
Wow.
It's like ridiculous.
Really? Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
different world for sure.
We're not legal here, but I'm sure soon.
Soon enough.
Yeah, soon enough. But yeah, High Maintenance, that's what that's all about. So
cool.
Also, okay, last week I forgot to get to Ash vs. Evil Dead on the Starz Network. They're in their third season. They're 4 episodes in, but in the third episode last week, this girl, Hannah Tasker Poland, showed breasts. But what was unique about it is she was wearing a, like, I guess like an African tribesman mask or something. Definitely the best, hottest nude while wearing an African tribesman mask. But yeah, it's one of those shows I haven't talked too much about. It's like I said, it's called Ash versus the Evil Dead, and it's kind of a prequel to the Army of Darkness and the whole Bruce Campbell and all that. So, it occasionally will throw in a decent nude scene, and I forgot to mention last week when this came out. But yeah, it's a pretty cool show, and they throw some good nude scenes in, and this one was a cool one.
Yeah, she has a absolutely fantastic body, head covered with that mask or not. You can tell she's got it all going on.
Yeah.
And, I've really been tuning into ankle to calf ratio lately.
Ooh,
and
okay.
there's not a not a freckle of a kinkle going on with her.
No, she's got a nice body and
killer body.
So the show's called Ash versus Evil Dead, and obviously we get some tits and Ash on this show. So I'll bring it up. But I forgot last week, and I wanted to make sure I got to that because Starz they're doing well with some TV shows with nudity, and we're all over them.
Cool.
There is do you watch the Vanderpump Rules on Bravo? I know you're a reality girl.
I used to a lot. I actually know a lot of these people because they've been guests on my morning show.
Okay.
And after you kind of know someone, you kind of stop watching their stuff. I don't know if you're the same way, but I know these girls and they're really hot. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's a reality show about a bunch of kind of people that came in from all over different parts of the country trying to be actors and models, but they really all just are part-time waiters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. No,
it's actually really cool because they're a bunch of drunks and they're really fun to watch.
Yeah.
But tell me what's going on here, Skip.
Well, so Vanderpump Rules is in their 6th season and episode 14 on Bravo. And I got to say, Vanderpump Rules, when I saw these pictures, because do you know Ariana Madix and Shannon Marie? Do you know them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think they are the prettiest girls for sure in the entire cast. Like leaps and bounds.
I gotta say, I know it's pixelated out, but it's pretty graphic and pretty crazy. So what happened was they were getting their pubes laser removed, and they're like just spread eagle with vagines wide open, and the girls, and they're all wearing, now are they all wearing those glasses because it's laser? Is that the reason everyone's wearing those sunglasses? Okay,
you have to wear protective.
Never been lasered. But anyway, they're all wearing, the girls are wearing it, the girl doing it is wearing it, and they're all kind of hanging out, but both girls just spread vagina, and they pixelate out vagina. It's pretty sexy stuff for, like I said, I know it's pixelated, but it's, it's pretty cool.
It's really hot because even though it is pixelated out, you can still see the color of everything underneath and the fact that they are in these very explicit positions, and anyone that's ever had laser, it's even more explicit than that.
Really? Yeah.
It's very invasive. But it's kind of hot too at the same time.
Yeah. It really caught my eye. I was like, wow, they're showing this on Bravo. That's pretty crazy. What I
find, though, the most hot about this first picture, especially with Ariana, is the two girls are just like totally immersed, staring right into her cooch. I think I'd be more embarrassed of my friends watching me get lasered than like getting lasered on a reality show. You know what I mean? Well, like, okay, get your eyes out of my crotch. But
right. I was going to say, like, Andrea, you've been nude in front of guys many times on sets and all that. But if you had your legs spread, I know they pixelate it for television, but the camera guys and everything are seeing like gyno shots here, right?
There is no way in hell anyone's getting a spread eagle shot of me unless it's like a private
unless
video.
He's Korean.
Yeah, and it's like shot on like an actual camcorder, so there's no chance of it possibly being like hijacked or whatever it's called. No, that's a little too much. And also when it comes to these reality shows, they really are running low on content, especially when you're in the, I don't even know what season they're on. Maybe like 10 or something.
6th season, 14th episode of,
it's
we call it Glanderpump Rules now, right?
Yes. It's like, but what are these girls going to do? Because if you look at them, they already look like they are lasered, right? So
it doesn't look like it's too
like
pushy.
It's honestly, it's probably just something for them to go shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I said, like,
I would not be spreading.
I mean, I know because we talk about this all the time. Like, they'll pixelate out nips and they'll show butt, and there is a lot of nudity on Bravo with these reality stars. But to me, this is about the most graphic I've ever seen from the standpoint of.
I agree.
Just spread eagle. That's pretty crazy. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. That happened last week, and also this came across this morning when we were doing the. When our team goes through all the television and movie stuff, there's a show called The Good Fight, which is a spinoff of The Good Wife on CBS All Access. And you say, what is CBS All Access? Well, they have a exclusive streaming service that you have to pay extra. It's not like free, like watching CBS. But what happens when you when you have to pay for content? You're able to then show nudity. And the show, The Good Fight, had some really nice nude scenes. And when I first saw that, my question was, wait a second, this wasn't on regular CBS, but no, it's on CBS All Access, and The Good Fight, which, like I said, is a spinoff of The Good Wife, has nudity. And Isabella Farrell was the girl who showed breasts and butt, but pretty good nude scene. And we haven't talked about The Good Fight, and it's in its second season. This was the third episode of the second season on CBS All Access, The Good Fight.
Wow.
Yeah,
I just can't stop watching.
Yeah, isn't that hot? Yeah.
Yeah. It's there's a couple of different scenes that are just pretty damn good. So
yeah, really good. Yeah, and then a good amount of nudity. So anyway, keep an eye on that. We are at MrSkin.com. And then there's another show. Uh-oh.
Yes. Oh, Skin. Woo!
All right. God, I forgot about the Wheel of Skin. CP just throws this in. So the Wheel of Skin, this is where CP, the EP, spins the wheel, and he pulls up one of the over 28,000 actresses at MrSkin.com, and he tells me the name, and I riff on her career and tell you where to find her naked and her best nude scenes and any skin information I could give. I am,
love it.
Of course, Pat Say Jackoff. You are?
I'm Badger White.
Yes, and this is a Merck and Griffin production. And CP, go ahead and spin the wheel.
And we have Nicolette Sheridan.
Oh,
okay.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, I know most people would know her as Edie Britt from Desperate Housewives. That's probably what she's best known for. That was a monster show. I like to call her Nicolette Sheridan because she has she was always nipping out on Desperate Housewives. But before Desperate Housewives, Knots Landing was a pretty popular show. She was on that for 7 or 8 years. She played Paige on that show, I remember. But do you remember a movie? You're a little young, but from my era, there was a movie called The Sure Thing in 1985 with John Cusack.
No,
Yeah, it's a movie where it was directed by Rob Reiner, and Daphne Zuniga was this girl that John Cusack was into. It's a PG-13 teen comedy, and there was a cool scene where Daphne Zuniga was trying to show she was really daring, and she took her top off and shook her boobs out the car window while Tim Robbins was driving, and there was all these boys in the car next to him, and she was shaking her boobs, and it was a cool scene. But there was no nudity because you saw her from the back. It was more side boobs. But the reason a lot of people remember The Sure Thing is because there was this hot blonde who no one knew who she was at the time. Nicolette Sheridan was a girl, and she was in a bikini trying to seduce John Cusack, or a fantasy girl. She played The Sure Thing in this, and that's what a lot of guys my age remember her. And if you watch it, she was so young at the time that she doesn't really look like the Nicolette Sheridan we know. And anyway, he goes on a cross-country trip for this Sure Thing, and it turns out to be Nicolette Sheridan. But anyway, let's get to her nudity. It won't be a long conversation, but it'll be awesome nudity. Before she did, I think it was after she did Knots Landing and before she did Desperate Housewives, Nicolette Sheridan did a weird cop movie with Mario Van Peebles. Remember that guy?
No.
Mario Van Peebles. Yeah. He's a black guy, and it's called Raw Nerve in I think it was like 1999. And about 24 minutes in, there's a scene in the mirror where he's grabbing her boobs and getting on his knees. She's completely naked. It is such a hot scene, and it's the only movie to see Nicolette Sheridan nude, but it's great nudity, so you're satisfied. It's not like, you need 5 other movies. This is like one movie, great nudity, and she never did another nude scene again, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
what?
So I'm fine with that. If an actress, we call them one-tit wonders, where they only do one movie where they're naked, but it's so good that you're fine with it. A lot of actresses will do one scene, but it's like 2 seconds or a nip slip or
Right.
something. This is like, it goes on and they have this hot sex. It's really great stuff. So great question on Nicolette Sheridan, CP. That's a good one. And like you said, I haven't thought about, Desperate Housewives been off the air for a while. I haven't really thought about Nicolette Sheridan in a while. So that's a great question.
And even when it was on air, I wasn't really thinking about that show, but the women were really hot on that show. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I wonder where they all are, kind of what they're working on now.
Terry Hatcher was on that show.
Eva Longoria.
Felicity Huffman, Eva Longoria. Eva Longoria never did an official nude scene, unfortunately, but the others did. So, Nicolette Sheridan, great question. I love
really
it.
Good.
So,
yeah, great.
A couple last things, nudity-wise, I wanted to talk about television. There's a station called, it gets confusing, but the Sundance Channel has a streaming service that you could watch shows. This is the Sundance Channel, called Sundance Now, where you could watch it on your shows on your computer or Roku or whatever. But there's a show called This Close. It's a new series. It's available only in the streaming platforms Sundance Now, and called This Close. It follows the love lives of two deaf best friends living in LA. And I guess it's weird. The series was created by and stars Joshua Feldman and Shoshana Stern. And you might know her from Weed. She was one of the older son's girlfriends. And in the 6th episode of the first season of This Close, Shoshana shows some brief butt as her dress was pulled up while she was banging her boyfriend against a dumpster in an alley. But there's nudity, and as you know, Andrew, we scour everything to bring you the latest and all the nudity that we can find. And This Close on the Sundance Channel added to the list of shows with nudity. So Sundance Now.
This is one of those perfect examples of you and your staff doing your work so perfectly, because I don't know that I would have ever even seen this because it would have happened so fast or the lighting wouldn't have been so good. You know what I mean? But you've captured that moment where Shoshana Stern's butt is out for that brief second. I turn the brightness all the way up on my screen and boom, there it is. And it's a pretty damn good shot.
Yeah. She
and
shows
I don't even think she
her
knows
dumper by the dumpster in This Close. Yeah. So
love it.
Yeah, you can check that out. A couple others, that Portlandia, the show with Carrie Brownstein and Fred Armisen, that airs, that's in their, are they in their 8th season already? Jeez. 8th season, 9th episode on IFC. And Carrie Brownstein is a musician. I can't remember the name of her band, but it's pretty popular. And her and Fred Armisen are the stars of the show. And it's funny, she does a nude photo shoot with him, but as our guys picked up on right away, it looks very body double-ish to us. Because they also show the Fred Armisen character was nude and his body's like the body double had like this cut skinny body, and and Fred Armisen does not have that body. And so we were very suspicious of Carrie Brownstein's nude scene. So we are going with body double. You don't see her face. It doesn't look like the same shape of her body. Anyway, if you were watching Portlandia and thought Carrie Brownstein made her nude debut and you were all excited, I hate to break the news, it looks like a body double.
Yeah, so you're saying these two characters that I'm looking at from the back are allegedly the two characters I'm looking at from the front?
Yeah. That's supposed to be Carrie Brownstein and Fred Armisen. But if you look at Fred Armisen in the picture that's pixelated, look at his body.
He's
and look,
chunky.
There's
he has
no
cellulite on his back. No.
Yeah. And they're doing this as a joke. I don't want to make
it's funny, of course.
Yeah, they're having fun and it's a joke. Yeah. But I just want you to think, like, if people ask me about Carrie Brownstein, she has yet to do her first nude scene. That's a body double.
And to the untrained eye and to those with wishful thinking, they might see a glimpse and be like, oh my God, there she was naked, just because they're so eager for it. So that's why we're here to lay down the law, let you know what's real.
Yes, no, and that's good. I always that's one of the things, I love to share obviously when people want to know if actresses have been nude, love to share the skinfo, but I also like to let people know when it was a body double, because so many times people think, oh, I got you, Mr. Skin. I know, I saw Mila Kunis's breasts in this movie, but, and I point out, well, no, it was a body double. Hers. It wasn't her, so yep. Jessica Alba or something. They always, guys are always trying to say they stumped me, but I want to point out, no, her character was nude, but it was a body double. Very important. So
exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, last but not least, because, we cover the Skinternational scene a lot. Also, Netflix, we found this new show called, and I don't even know, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's spelled EDHA. Edda?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a new series on Netflix. It's from Argentina, and it follows the lives of a successful fashion designer and single mother, and whose world turns upside down when she meets a mysterious man. And in the first episode, the girls are changing backstage at a fashion show, and there was some nice skin. But look at our guys went through the first season, and it's not like Altered Carbon level nudity from Netflix, but lots of good stuff, as you could see from this show, Edda, I think. And I think people will be really happy with this if they want to check it out. You get the fashion industry, hot chicks from Argentina, and it's available at Netflix. It's brand new, and we just went through it. So
Argentinians are really hot, and I don't know why there's not more attention on them. They are a good-looking group of people, but I'll tell you what, there's really great nudity, but it's the passion in these scenes, because I'm not really a fan of watching people make out, for example. I'm like, just show me the good stuff. But there's something about there's these two girls making out. It looks like there's some sort of ecstasy or something they're passing in between their mouths. It's really hot and almost hotter than the nudity that I'm seeing. So the passion level and the way they've shot it, almost like guerrilla style in a few scenes, is really damn hot. So Edha, whatever the hell you call it, I'm in.
Yeah, I think they're saying as far as my crack staff here can tell, they think it's pronounced Edda. So anyway, check that out. It's a new show from Netflix, a bunch of Argentinian hot babes, and we're all over it at MrSkin.com. So Andrea, once again, now we may have been tricked with some CGI. We had some body double, but I also brought you some really good nudity, including some fish penis and anything else from the week in skin. So it was a good week.
Dude, absolutely. And I'm so glad we got that phone call today. If anyone wants to leave us a voicemail, 484-SKIN-POD. And, you mentioned that fish dick. And it's I guess I don't need to see The Shape of Water now that I know there's no Free Willy at all. Because I was probably going to see it. But, if there's no fish wiener, why? And what did you call it? Grinding Nemo? I'm all about that.
Yeah, Grinding Nemo.
I'm so grateful for you, because I was this close to missing Shoshana Stern's butt, but thank God, Skin, that you shot that brief dumpster sex booty shot for me. So everyone, episode 89, the Mr. Skin podcast. This has been amazing. We'll be back next week. Go ahead and leave us a voicemail, 484-SKIN-POD, and we'll see you then.
See you, Andrea. Thanks.
This concludes another scintillating episode of the Mr. Skin podcast. Subscribe to the Mr. Skin podcast in iTunes and never miss a show. Thanks for listening.